Hello to our viewers out there. This is Star City Games Live here in Los Angeles. I'm Adrian Sullivan, joined by Patrick Sullivan. On our left, we have Tiffany Carroll with a green-white aggro deck, very human-y, and Trevor Eckhoff on the right, playing Tempered Steel. Both these players currently 2-0.
And before we get too entrenched in the match here, just a quick word from our sponsors. SCG Live is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, producer of the world's most advanced Magic the Gathering app, SCG Mobile. The app is now free, and you can start accessing StarCityGames.com content from your iPhone instantly. Beyond the basic options, a simple in-app upgrade of $4.99 unlocks an ad-free experience and expanded functionality, including live pricing, player profiles, and premium content access with an existing account. For more information, visit StarCityGames.com or search for SCG Mobile in the App Store.
Cool beans. I'm looking forward to that being an Android functionality soon. Right now I have to wait. I want my Android to be able to do it, and it can't.
Well, right now
soon.
My phone can't take pictures, so I'm way behind the Star City Games app.
I saw you carry a rotary phone with you everywhere, right?
I get connected to an operator, and they plug me into where I'm trying to call.
Yeah. Somehow, in my head, you achieve a English accent when you're calling the operator.
I can't even do an Irish accent, man, which is an embarrassment to my extended family.
I just imagine you being like, "Can you take this call station to station?" Like, okay, we're just waiting for our players to shuffle up and present.
Yep. Also, we have the invitational qualifiers. As many of you know, you can now qualify for the Star City Games Invitationals through local invitational qualifiers that are held every weekend. The invitationals are insane. They are awesome, and you should definitely be trying to qualify for these. This weekend, we're having some invitational qualifiers. We have a super invitational qualifier, which is a minimum $1,000 cash prize pool being held in Londonderry, New Hampshire at the Game Castle, and one in Spring Lake, North Carolina at Gamers Guild. And we have a couple of the traditional invitational qualifiers this weekend in Knoxville, Tennessee at CM Toys and Games, and in Roanoke, Virginia at the Star City Games headquarters.
Okay, and getting underway, Tiffany Carroll starts out with a Avacyn's Pilgrim, and then follows up with a Mayor of Averbrook, letting Tiffany attack for 2. On the other side of the table, Trevor Eckhoff, just with a single Seachrome Coast.
So does he have a spell to cast here?
He better.
He better. The Mayor does not mess around.
I think Mayor is one of those cards that is not seeing much play, but is just so powerful. It's waiting for his moment.
So he's just got to fire off a dispatch here to prevent the Mayor from flipping. So already the Mayor is doing some serious work.
I mean, effectively, he just threw away that card so that the Mayor wouldn't do anything.
Right.
That's just really, really awesome for Tiffany.
And it's not like that Mayor's going anywhere. He's going to be in the same jam for...
Now, he missed a third land drop there. So
no,
now,
I think Tiffany's on the play.
But Tiffany had... Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, Tiffany was on the play.
So that Mayor should be flipping, right?
And the Mayor should flip here. No spell.
Yeah, no spell. We got to...
Okay.
Can we stop play? This is actually pretty significant now if we go through this turn with this thing not flipped.
Okay. Now, when there are things that happen, as we catch them, we definitely try to make sure that they get resolved. But there is a delay in between us communicating over to the judge over there. Okay, now we've got an attack.
Yeah, we got it.
We got to
light this up.
That Mayor is definitely flipped because Tiffany did not cast any spells on her own turn.
Right. Yeah, on her third turn, she just attacked and passed, so that Mayor should be...
And right now, Trevor's trying to...
Yeah, we're trying to just resolve this real quick, but...
And I think that what might happen is they might end up letting it stand, depending. Now,
But
I hope that that's
Trevor's-
not the case. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
okay,
Yeah,
good.
there we go. Now we're going to be able to hopefully... and then we have the attack, the same attack.
Yeah, nothing changes here. There's the same attack still takes place, so.
And at the end of the turn, Tiffany is going to be able to get a wolf. And that's 3/4 damage.
What's really nice is I get to draft Matt Sperling works next door to where I live, so we get to moto draft a fair bit, and he has Werewolves of London on queue anytime something like this happens. So
Okay, he's making sure when the trigger happens for the wolf,
Yeah.
and that is at the end of the controller's turn.
right.
It is not a amazing verdant force.
And when he's on the Millstone plan, he has some Milli Vanilli queued up. I mean, he's got a playlist for every archetype. So
First time I met Matt Sperling was at Grand Prix Phoenix, and I think 2000 or 1999. And he was just a little kid, but he was a ringer.
yeah,
Okay, here we go. Wolf in play for Tiffany.
so he needs a.
Trevor's got to get something going. Is it going to be a hero? Is he going really slow? What's he got?
Well, he needs 2 spells, right? Like it's a huge priority right now for him to get the mayor turned back down.
I mean, he's got a Glint Hawk, but he needs something to bounce. Oh, nothing. Just
I
says
don't even
go.
know. Yeah, looks like he might have kept the sketch ball.
I don't know what this hand did.
So what do we got?
4 mana.
Hero Blade Hold.
And that's going to pump up the champion of the parish that we saw last turn. Champion not pumped up by the mayor right now because the mayor only cares about wolves and werewolves. Dispatch taps the werewolf.
Yep.
And there's going to be another wolf at the end of the turn coming into play for Tiffany. Trevor, at this point, I think he's out of this game unless he...
He's done.
Yeah, there are no cards in his main deck that can get him out of this. I think we should just start thinking about the sideboard here. Sideboard for Trevor, because he scoops it up.
Yeah. I mean, he's got... his sideboard seems not super well equipped here. I mean, he's got 2 mental missteps, which seem fine. He has... again, is timely reinforcement, so it seems super marginal, but maybe there's something there. And the rest of his sideboard is Shrine of Loyal Legions, which seems awfully slow. He has a 3rd hero of Blade Hold he can put in. I assume he will, but
I actually like timely reinforcements in this matchup because if I'm playing against green-white humans, my expectation, as soon as I see Avacyn's Pilgrim, is that they're very possibly going to be able to put out more cards than I have. Now, I can Memnite, etc. all out, but if they get that other draw, they're going to overwhelm me, and a timely can really get back into it. And if I get my aggressive draw, the difference between this as a Tempered Steel deck and another blue-white humans list is if Tempered Steel gets its aggressive draw, it having 1 dead card doesn't matter. It having 1 dead card, it still has a monster it still has a house on the table.
Sure, I think my apprehension about bringing in timely reinforcements is basically because the deck needs... It's not like the blue-white humans deck where kind of any curve of stuff is fine. There's a lot of mixing and matching. Like you need to have a saturation of artifacts to get your Metalcraft turned on. You need to have enough high-impact cards because you can't win the game just with your Vault Scourges and Signal Pass. You need some actual juice. Because all that stuff's the case, I would feel very apprehensive about cutting anything because the whole deck is basically all essential pieces. Timely reinforcements is so backbreaking in some matchups that it's worth taking away some of your deck's cohesiveness because it independently is so valuable. In matchups where that's not the case, I would be very apprehensive about cutting any of these cards to bring in timely reinforcements.
Right. Well, his build is running 2 Gitaxian Probe, which generally when you see a card like Gitaxian Probe in a list, it's hard to shave because the Gitaxian Probe is doing a certain kind of work. It's trying to make you cheat on your mana a little bit, that kind of thing. But it might be a go-to card to try to fit in something. He's only got a couple of timelies, and as you said, there's really little else here. Tiffany's, on the other hand...
She's got some action.
Naturalize times 4.
4 naturalizes, that's totally fine.
That's rough.
And Gideon's Lawkeeper is potentially...
Yeah, he's no joke.
Yeah, so...
Is Gideon's Lawkeeper male or female? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think, honestly, Tiffany is archetypically set up that, and Gideon's Lockkeeper, just for those of you who care, that's a dude. I think Tiffany's deck is well set up to have a strong edge, and with this game 1 win, I think Trevor's in a world of hurt.
So I'm not quite sure what we're trying to resolve here. I think maybe Tiffany's just trying to make sure she has her main deck and sideboard set up the way that she wants.
Yeah, I would actually be very excited to be in Tiffany's shoes right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, when you have 4 Naturalize on your board, that's just saying I expect there to be equipment and perhaps some other cards like Oblivion Ring, which are annoying.
I expect artifacts and enchantments.
Yes. Well, I mean, like the thing is, like when I say specifically equipment, right?
Yeah, right.
Like expecting a metagame, I think that she's expecting Oblivion Rings and equipment. And in the case where you're actually playing against Tempered Steel, that's just gravy.
Yeah. This is,
like,
yeah. What a fortuitous way for the stars to align, right? Like this is pretty sweet. You just, if I hit a sword or if I hit an Oblivion Ring, that's pretty nice. But now it's just a bunch of Vindicates for 2 mana and instant speed.
Yeah, when a disenchant is good, it's really good. I think we see Tiffany going to 5. I mean, I would love right now for disenchant to exist for blue-white decks. If I could change one thing that's accessible to blue-white, it would be disenchant. But naturalize, you don't have to wish for; it's already there.
Yeah. So as resolving this last mulligan, one last word from our sponsors. SCGLA is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, where you can now pre-order Dark Ascension boxes, cases, complete sets, fat packs, and more. Dark Ascension singles are also available to pre-order as they're officially revealed, and as an added bonus, anyone who places a pre-order containing a Dark Ascension booster box will receive 1 free month of SCG Premium for each booster box that you pre-ordered. Be among the first to get your hands on much of the anticipated follow-up to Innistrad. Pre-order Dark Ascension at StarCityGames.com today.
Okay, and we're waiting for this mulligan to resolve. Tiffany Carroll up 1-0.
Is she on 6 or 5?
I believe she's on 5.
Okay.
The smile we saw at the beginning of this game a little diminished, but I actually wouldn't count a 5-card hand out in this matchup.
Right.
If you're just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan. I'm joined here by Patrick Sullivan, and someone asked me before this weekend what it was going to be like commentating with my brother, and I have to say we're not related, but there's the other mother factor to be thought of.
All right, so she looks settled in with her 5.
Not happy, but settled. There's a slight disgruntled element to the face there, but turn 1, Plains. Look at this, an actual spell that can attack from Trevor. Tempered Steel, not known for being very passive, but here it is trying to put down an attacker finally.
A real card. It appears he has Shrine of Loyal Allegiance in his hand, if I saw correctly, which is a sideboard card I had not anticipated wanting because it seems
slow,
a little slow, but
Tranquil Thicket, Razor Verge Thicket into Avacyn's Pilgrim from Tiffany.
So we have a Glinthawk.
In for 1 lifelink in the air, making the score 19-19. Tiffany draws, 2nd mana, total of 3 with the Pilgrim. And looking at the Glinthawk Idol.
Quick verification.
The Glinthawk Idol is a virtual Glinthawk in artifact form.
Yes. Hence the naming convention.
Another Pilgrim. And I think Tiffany might leave 2 mana up. A Naturalize in hand, perhaps?
Yep.
Or it could even be a Travel Prep.
Yeah, she
could just cast Travel Prep and start preparing for the beatdown for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough row to hoe with the Vault Scourge and ways potentially to augment that thing.
Now, after board, Tiffany has access to 4 Naturalize and also potentially Stony Silence. So Tiffany is not messing around when it comes to artifacts. But one of the things that's very interesting is main deck. Tiffany's deck is 4 Dismember, 4 Oblivion Ring, 3 Travel Prep, and then creatures. So, and we
pretty
see
streamlined.
Attack for 1 from Tiffany. Turn 3, Trevor lays a Seachrome Coast. I think we're going to see a sword. Nope.
Etch
Champion. And in for 3 in the air.
So we are metal crafted.
Etch Champion is protection from all color after Metalcraft has hit. Untap from Tiffany. I think that card that she drew might be an Oblivion Ring, but I'm not sure. 2 mana, 3 mana.
4 mana, hero.
4 mana, hero. Wow.
But it looks like Trevor has Dispatch at the ready here, so.
Yep. Three mana. Is this going to be a steal? Sword. And another mana that is Mox Opal.
And a Dispatch.
Dispatch works. No, not tapped this time.
Not this time.
This time it's removed. What? How does Dispatch work? Okay, well, if you've got Metalcraft, it gets a little bit better.
It is not just 1 mana tap a guy.
In comes the team for a total of 5 damage. 1 life for Trevor. Trevor's now at 20.
And possibly, and worse for Tiffany is now that he has so many artifacts on the table. It's basically impossible for her to ever get out from Etch Champion. That thing's just going to be online for the whole game.
Yeah, there is no. I don't think there's a Shatterstorm in the format for Standard.
No, there's creeping corrosion, right? The 4 mana.
Oh, is that actually? I didn't realize that was legal.
It might not be. I just remember this card.
It probably is legal, actually. That would be a call.
What?
If you played against somebody that had creeping corrosion,
oh, yeah.
You just played against somebody that really has your number. Creeping corrosion and Mirrored and Besieged.
Still got it.
Yep.
Still got it.
That is the Shatterstorm from green. I still miss Seeds of Innocence. Tiffany trying to...
Is that like a band or is that a card?
Seeds of Innocence, it's Crumble Storm.
Oh, sure, okay.
Cast Crumble on everything.
Yeah, okay.
Crumble is green, destroy an artifact, controller gains life.
It's Plow. Basically Plow an artifact from back in the
Plow all artifacts. What do we got there? Is that a
Naturalize?
Naturalize? Naturalize for the sword. What kind of Naturalize is that? Oh, and is that Travel Prep?
Yeah, Travel Prep. So... This is Trevor's first read of the match.
Trevor can attack here for 5 damage. I like that Tiffany got rid of the sword. How about another Oracle, though? Champion, not Oracle. Etch Champion. In for 5. Trevor's going to go up to 21 here.
Yep.
Tiffany rapidly running out of time.
Yeah, she's not going to be able to get out from underneath the champs. All right. So we're going on to game 3, yep. That was a somewhat more explosive draw from our Tempered Steel player that time around.
Well, and Tiffany brought in the Naturalizes because even though Trevor's game 1 was incredibly underwhelming, when you see Tempered Steel, that obviously tells you that you're going to be dealing with artifacts and enchantments, so Tiffany brings that in. And Trevor actually showing that there is a Tempered Steel deck there underneath all of that nothing from the game 1.
Right. Yeah, I think it's hard to know because his hand was so bad, but he might be better off that first game just actually casting nothing, letting the beatdowns come, and then maybe, she thinks he's on blue-white control for game 2, and,
Now, that's actually a really close line about where you make a call. So every time you show an opponent a card, you give them some information, but you also increase your chances of winning.
Right.
Now, if you're not going to win no matter what because you're so
Right.
far behind, don't show them anything. But if you could win and you don't show them something, you're making it harder to win.
Yeah, by the time that third turn rolled around and the mares flipped, I'm pretty sure that, given how bad his hand was, Trevor could have stacked his deck and still would have lost. So once you're at that, that's actually my threshold for when it's time to give up. If I stack my deck, do I lose?
That's actually a really, really excellent shortcut to think
Right.
about it.
Right. So, and I think Trevor was at that spot once the mares flipped, because his hand's just like dispatch 2 lands and the Tempered Steel. There's not a sequence of draws that drag him back into it. So
Yeah, I mean, some formats it's really hard to figure out the imagined stacked deck, because if Brainstorm, for example, is in the mix, then,
Right,
then
yeah.
you've got to think
Alex
pretty far.
Alex Kessler, please come to the stage when you have a chance. Alex Kessler, I have something of yours.
Tiffany and
that looks
Trevor.
like a disheartened opening, a shake of the head.
Was that an okay?
She'll keep. That's a. I'm gonna bet that's a 1-lander. I know that look. I do it myself.
This is the top of the deck moment.
with some frequency.
Tiffany definitely was wearing her heart on her sleeve there. Okay, opening from Tiffany. Another Avacyn's Pilgrim, perhaps? Let's see.
1-land Pilgrim could also be a reasonable reaction to.
Right.
Yeah,
And that is
we
a
have
Pilgrim. Okay.
For turn 1 Vault Scourge from Trevor.
Champ
Yep.
says go.
So no second land.
We've got 18 to 20. Now 16 to 20. Trevor lays a Glacial Fortress. Attacks. Yes, he did tap the freshly summoned Vault Scourge, but so what? 17 to 19 now. Trevor at 17. Tiffany looking for a second land to give her 3 mana. 2 it is only. That's going to be Hamlet's Captain.
Yeah.
The champion gets a little bit bigger. Certainly big enough to push through a Scourge.
Yep.
Just looking at this deck list, I actually think the next turn, for example, if a land is involved, could actually be very, very destructive. For Tiffany, I mean, like, she actually could do a lot of damage.
I don't think Trevor's got a third land.
Trevor looking to reverse the life totals here, make it 18 to 20 the other direction.
Right. And in the absence of a third land here, this is actually kind of one of the worst spots to be in. And it's your opponent's land screwed and you're still behind on the board, because you know that if that third mana source ever comes, it could get really ugly.
There it is. Off
It's
the
a
top,
township.
drops it right down. That means white-green 1 available for Tiffany.
Right.
And actually, look at that. Tiffany's stance just entirely changed. Tiffany suddenly leans forward,
Right.
a little bit excited for the game. This means Tiffany means business. There's going to be something happening that I think Tiffany's excited about. It could be as simple as a travel prep. Nope, it's another Hamlet captain. Makes the champion of the parish a little bit bigger, and then the first captain is going to come on in with the friends. And leaving, it looks like an Avacyn's Pilgrim back. Hamlet Captain, not a card you see very often in Standard.
So a third land here can give him Tempered Steel, which is a huge swing, and he misses. So now Trevor's in a ton of trouble.
The thing about these decks that are linear is one of the terms that's often used
Yeah.
to describe them. A deck like Tiffany's, it keeps compounding its actual ability to do damage every turn that it's left alone. Trevor's deck is actually slightly less linear, but it has less need to be sometimes, because a Tempered Steel by itself can make anything into something big.
Right. But I mean, this is the issue, right? Without having the payoff cards, your Tempered Steel or your whatever, you're just casting a bunch of 1/1 lifelinkers and stuff. Like even Tiffany's, Grizzly Bear with extra value is providing way more power than Trevor's cards because he hasn't actually been able to cast any of his payout cards.
Signal Pest, and what do we have here? Tapping white mana. Dismember, that was what it was held back for. Kills the awesome Glinthawk Idol.
Although part of me, I think, would have just grilled the Vault Scourge because, like, I think she's
the beatdown. Him getting one life actually matters.
Yeah.
And he's in this awkward position where he's actually looking at, okay, what happens if you attack next turn? Well, those 2 Hamlet Captains are each going to give +1/+1.
It's a ton.
The Hamlet Captain, they will each be 3/3 if they attack.
He might have to chump block. He's looking to see if he has even his chump block next turn with a Signal Pest if he sends both of his Vault Scourges.
There is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage coming at him next turn.
He has to chump block if he ships.
Comes in with 1.
Although I sort of feel like you kind of had to send both the Vault Scourges. Can Signal Pest not block any of those guys? No, he can block.
Please come up to the main event stage.
Like, what he needs to do, I think, actually is...
he has another Vault Scourge.
There we go. Oh, and takes 2 for it.
I sort of feel like you just had to send your Vault Scourges because you can't afford to chump block them. The only way you can drag yourself back into this game is by...
Temper Steel.
Just cast Temper Steel next turn, and it's a huge swing.
Now completely tapped out. Trevor can't do anything like Dispatch to be sneaky. And like we said before, with Tiffany, when she drew that land, that lean forward, like ready to do some work here. And now Tiffany thinking, the problem for Trevor is Tiffany thinking here, it's all about how many options she has.
Right.
And the option that's going to be gone with, increase the Champion of the Parish before combat. And 1 mana here, Dismember again. I think there's going to be another Dismember.
That is pretty risky, though. That's getting her into some territory where Tempered Steel off the top just kills her.
Now the attack with all of the legal attackers ends up being an attack for 3, 6. Oh, not coming in with all of them. So that's 3, 3, 6.
He still has a chump block. He
9,
has to chump something.
10, 11 damage coming in. 1 creature has to chump block.
Yeah, so I assume it's. Maybe Signal Pest is better for a turn.
I think he's going to throw a single Vault Scourge away. Wow, I would go throwing away the single Vault Scourge just for the potential kill you through all of this. Though remember, it's possible that Tiffany has a Dismember to stop the kill you from happening. Or does that even actually? Oh, with the Signal Pest gone, the most he can do next turn is 6 damage plus the 4 that she would lose from Dismember. So she's safe if she has Dismember in hand. He's looking for it. Land? Yes, that is a land.
Is that?
I think so. Oh,
no, it's
not.
a Dispatch.
I thought it was a Plains.
No, it's a Dispatch, which is not a horrible draw, but it's not what he wanted. Actually, I don't know if that draw gets him anywhere because she might have lethal over the top even with a Dispatch. Like, Dispatch is a Hamlet Captain and it still looks like lethal if she sends everything.
Yeah, it's definitely death. Trevor doesn't necessarily know it, though he should be able to see the writing on the wall that it's going to take something. He's going to need her help to win this one. I don't think she's going to give it to him. I think she's just going to take him down. He waits. Now imagine you.
I think he needs to dispatch. I guess maybe he just can't be denaturalized no matter what.
A hero. Up comes the champ. Champ now 5/5. When the attack comes, the champ will be a 7/7.
Well, I had to assume that. Okay.
Dispatch is going to hit the champ.
Right. Yeah, that's where
and
he's
then,
at now.
are we going to get a triple block on one of the mayors? Not mayors, one of the heroes.
He can't win doing that. I think he's got to just chump. He's got to dispatch the champion, chump one Hamlet guy, and then next turn is draw into Tempered Steel, and I
That
guess
won't
he's
even
still-
do it,
I
yeah.
guess he's still dead. I don't think he has any outs from here.
Once again, the dispatch removes from the game and then we're going to see a chump for Trevor to go up to 5 life -3 to go to 2. Down to 2.
Yeah, so Trevor's hands all 3 costers, and a land doesn't get him anywhere, and neither does a spell, so...
There's a plains.
All right, so...
Is that a Mirage Plains? Yep.
Number 1, please make your way back to the side event stage.
Too late.
Autograph number 1,
Right.
where your judge Danny Batterman will meet you.
He needed this a couple of turns ago. If he had 2 Tempered Steel in play, then he could kill her. But not 1. This does put him in a position to... Nope, he can't even... He
Yeah,
can't
I
even
mean-
survive the attack if he hangs back.
He can neither attack nor block, which is a bad spot for an attacking deck to be in. Yeah, I guess he needs to hang back here because he needs to at least... Maybe she doesn't attack with everything. Is his out... If he alphas, then she just alphas back.
When you can't win on the merits, the only thing you can do is try to win on stuff that shouldn't happening. And Oblivion Ring, oh, there's just nothing. There's nothing left. All in. And
There
she
it
does,
is,
yeah,
yep.
that's it. Tiffany Carroll takes it 2-1.
So Tiffany advances to 3-0.
And Tiffany, happy to get that win, obviously, showing that kind of happy, mirthful look